if you're good at something, right? Or they said he's good at two things. You need to focus on one to become the best at that something in some senses, potentially.
Yeah.
So when you're now saying, well, because I'm listening to, I'm thinking, well, just divide it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you do that. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you do that. Sunday, you do that. Or it's your rest day and then everything's sorted. Like I'm thinking of quite how to just break it down. I'm thinking to myself, well, hold on a second. He's now not getting what you just said. He does football Monday to Friday.
5 times a week.
So he's doing that 5 times. So now you're cutting into his football time, which is now potentially lessening the chance of him making it into that million that we spoke about, which is the 10 out of the million. All right. He's not going to be in that no more because he's got less time. Whereas Billy over there is doing 5 times a week again. So he's now going to be the superstar. Your kids now, might as well do the English thing now. Ease. All right. And then said, so you know what, this is easier. I'm going to go to that because it makes more sense. I've got more chance of making that rather than doing that. So he's fallen off. But so is it the right thing to divide it, or do you just push on what they're good at? Like I was saying, my son's really good at anything computer wise. Like he can fix things on computers. I say he's got a knack for it. He was doing it in his primary school. He started to do it in his secondary school. I'm pushing for him to do it at home. And his uncle, my brother, he's into IT. He's like done his masters, whatever. All right, you know what I mean? They're into IT. So I'm thinking maybe this is an avenue to push you down. You're actually good at it. All right. Rather than saying to myself, well, you like football, you're right with it. Go and do football or go and do other stuff that you're okay at. Do you know what I mean? Maybe I should just keep on pushing you towards the IT. So rather now than saying we're going to do football on a Sunday, you can go do the IT on a Sunday instead because I know that's better for you.
So let me ask you a question. Your son, hypothetically, likes doing the IT. Likes doing it. However, he's really good at football. Where do you prioritize?
What's he better at?
He likes doing IT, but he's better at football. But he likes, that's his passion. That's, you know, if he's sitting down here, he's going to pull up the laptop. He ain't going on YouTube to watch who's playing the match. He's going on IT. However, he's an amazing footballer. Where do you push him?
Then I suppose you go into the dividing thing, but I'm very much, I suppose my narrative, if I'm being honest, as a parent, I'd probably try and be pushing him towards it, although I would let him do both. I wouldn't take away his love because if his love is that, then you've got to leave him with his love. All right.
I think that's it. Full stop. Yeah. I think you leave him.
And this is the point that we're kind of all avoiding, and we don't want to kind of commit and say, as we're saying, if you expose them to it, and this is where their passion is, and they're doing it, and they're not thinking about doing it. You know, if you don't have to tell them, you know, it's time for you to go training. They're actually going to get up and go training by themselves. Then you leave them with it. It doesn't matter if he likes just hitting a tin pan, but you know what? He's going to do it when you don't tell him, you know what? Let's all sit down and watch a family film tonight. He's sitting there watching a family film and hitting his tin because that's what he likes doing. Then you have to influence that. You have to feed it.
Support it.
Yeah, you've got to support it. So showing them these things and giving them that example and expose, all you can do. I'm so passionate about this. It's hard to get all the words out because I feel schools in the UK as a whole are not doing enough.
And that is a key point.
They're not doing enough
because we got limited time, so we're not going to get everything out.
Yeah, let's not go down that rabbit hole.
But one of the key things I wanted to say was that we're talking about the impacts we would have on our children, on the children that we're around. But we're not around them the majority of the time when they're out in the school. So you're entrusting the school
to do these things
to be doing that. But society, as we have seen over the years, doesn't, and I'll say predominantly black boys. Let me just say black boys because I know statistically that is a proven fact. The energy put into them academically, as opposed to into music, sports, etc., is not the same. So we can talk as much as we want to say, you know what, yeah, we would split the time. But if the teachers ain't telling you, you know what, I mean, credit to Rain. Rain's at least getting the information that, you know what, he's really good in English, really good in football. But certain times, I know when I was growing up, I was really great in English, but they weren't pushing me for that. My parents had to fight for me to do that.
Right. Exactly.
And but now that influence is dropped off because the scopes of things you can do on a wider entertainment scale that now earn the money is also there. So if the schools ain't driving you and you don't have the parents behind driving you, how do you expect those children to attain that love of wanting to be effectively? They don't want to be the focus on entertainment. They want to focus on academics, but they're not getting the support in the systems that they're actually having to go through.
But that's the key there. Don't trust a system that's not built for your child to educate your child. You as a parent need to understand, where does my child, what do they like doing? So you're saying IT, well, in time it will be whatever it will be. My son, English. As parents, we need to take that on board and understand, like, the schools will give you, let's just say the schools give you 60%. The percent that gets them the A star, or what is the grading now? Is it whatever it is?
Numbers.
9, the 9s and all of that. It's the extracurricular. It's making sure they're doing their homework. It's making sure that they're reading. It's difficult. I'd love to say 2 books a month. My son doesn't read 2 books a month. But if that's the additional stuff, you can't trust someone else to make your child into the aspirational figure, I believe. Go on.
So there's thank you for sharing this, gents. And I think this is really important. I think as a podcast, these are the kind of topics we need to continue talking about. So thank you. But there is something that you've all mentioned. And I grew up in a household where, like it or not, you had to be good at math.
I wish I was in that house.
You had to read.
No, there's beats, bruv.
And
you didn't want to be in that house, bro.
You had to be good at math. There was no option. So going into school, age 4, 5, 6, you knew your times tables. You knew your division. You had to be able to do mental arithmetic because that was just standard. Now, getting to school, the school then pushing that was almost non-existent. Do you get what I mean? Because they couldn't care less about it.
You passed? Okay, cool, that's it.
Yeah. So you got the minimum standard,
That's it. Yeah,
then you're all right.
You're good.
Now, my mum was not on it. It was like, nope, she's this good, he's this good, keep going. Like, when you're sending homework, don't send homework for year 5 if they're in year 5. Send it for year 7 or year 8.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'll come home with thick, like normally you get 1 page. Everyone else gets 1 page, I got a booklet. I'm like, why am I getting a booklet?
Finish the
what I mean?
chapter.
Finish the whole thing before do you know what I mean? You go home. I'm like, okay, cool. The point I'm trying to make is when your parent or parents nurture and push you in the right direction and expose you, you understand what's going on. My sister went on holiday recently. My niece had to go to her college, picking her colleges now. She's in year 11 GCSEs, picking her college. I took her to a theatre school. Got to the theatre school, it was great. Had a look around, this is what she wants to do. I was like, do you know what? She's good academically and she loves acting. I was like, do you know what? I'll take you to the theatre one, I'll take you to the academic college, we'll do all of that. When we walked into the the theatre school, what was brilliant was there were other individuals that were there and ran up to my knees like, hi, you're right, what are you doing here? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, how do you know these people? They go to my Sunday theatre club.
Yeah.
They go to my Thursday night theatre club. And I'm like, wow. And she was like, oh yeah, we get cheap tickets and we do this on this day, this on. And in my head, I was like, that is so magical that as much as she's still in that, I'm not sure which route to go down, she has all of this exposure so she can now make a choice based on it. If it's football, if it's skateboarding, if it's English, if it's literacy and media or whatever else, she can now make the decision. And I think that is beautiful. Whereas, go read your book is some of the narratives that we heard, which didn't necessarily mean if you read your books and read enough books, eventually you'll become a writer.
Something will come out
will
of
then
it.
become a journalist that can then, do you know what I mean, be accolades in X, Y, Z.
And do you know what that is? That's what I was taught, and therefore I'm going to pass that on.
And the crazy thing is, my final point before we conclude is, please do not treat reading as a punishment to your child. Please don't.
But you can do it with maths though.
Please don't. Because the last thing you want is your child to resent ways of gaining education.
Or associate
Indeed.
reading with punishment.
Listen, there's so much we could go through. We haven't even touched the
Willie Lynch
sides of it,
syndrome.
you know? Was that?
Willie Lynch syndrome.
Indeed.
But-
Yeah.